Hey guys, Vikrant here. I'm an SRM alumni from 2008 to 2012 batch in mechanical engineering. Currently, I'm living and working here in Germany. My work is in a nuclear power plant research and development, and I make sure that a nuclear power plant doesn't blow up in case there's a missile attack or a tsunami or there's an airplane crash or an earthquake or any other disaster hits a nuclear power plant. I studied in RWTH Aachen University in Germany, which is one of the top universities all over the planet. And my course was called Computer Aided Conception and Production in Mechanical Engineering. The course was basically about FEM, that is finite element methods, what I'm using right now to make sure that the nuclear power plants are safe around the world, and computational fluid dynamics, which was another major part of the course. The course also had a design module where we learned how to design bodies better and how to use the softwares for designing them. But that was a much smaller part of the course. The course majorly focuses on mathematics and physics, that is tensor algebra, continuum mechanics, multi-body dynamics, and FEM and CFD. Right now, I am working in Erlangen, which is a very nice city. It's near Munich, so a bit further, like 2 hours from Munich. There's a small sister city called Nuremberg, which is right here, 20 minutes from my house. And Mr. Venkatramani recently approached me to ask if I have some advice to give my old students from SRM University. And this video is to guide you, or at least advise you, on how to make the best use of your time in your bachelor's so that you can use your skills and the experience that you learn in the university and hopefully make it much bigger than even me and my friends have had the opportunity to after getting a degree from SRM. So the first things first, the first and second year, I would advise you not really to focus very hard on what your friends are thinking and what you want to do, but actually still start and getting used to the university culture and how to live by yourself. Focus on yourself and improving yourself. If you haven't been to the gym ever, this is the time that you start doing it. I know you might have just finished your graduation, so there was not a lot of free time, your schooling, so there was not a lot of free time for you in all these years. You can finally start pursuing your own hobbies, your own interest. You can start learning anything that interests you personally rather than focusing on what others are doing. And this is also the time where you make your best friendships, and a lot of your friendships after universities don't last that long, but some of them will last for years and years and hopefully decades. And those are the best days in the university first year to try and get to meet as many new people and get to do as many new things as you can that you have never had the opportunity to do before. In the first and second semester, make sure you keep your grades high, but SRM, for at least during my time, the first year grades were not counted towards your final CGPA. And hopefully they will be somewhere near 8, 8.2, 8.3 or 7.8, 7.7 is also not bad. But make sure that you get into the habit of studying for the exam and get used to the SRM exam culture, because it's a bit harder than most other universities around the world. Getting to your second year, that is your third semester and your fourth semester, this is the time that you should actually start looking for some practical experience in mechanical. You, in your first year, barely have any idea about what your courses are. So not just mechanical, if you're studying IT or if you're studying CS, civil, whatever you're studying, make sure that second year is where you get an idea about how to go forward in the course that you are doing your specialization in. And in the third year is when you actually start to do something useful. So second year, I will say, try as many different areas in your field of specialization as you can. And then in the third year, you have a bit more knowledge, you have a bit more lessons that you have learned from your past experiences, that this is the field for you or this is the subject for you that you want to go forward in. And in the third year, you can already start working towards your goals. Also, the third year is the time when you actually start taking project work seriously. So in the second year, you can always also start searching for something and hopefully work with a professor like I did and try to get some research paper out, or at least have a little project that you can put on your CV, because your CVs mostly by the time you're finished with your graduations are basically empty. A little extracurricular here and there, but it's not really what the most important things in your life are going to be decided upon. So in that third year, get a bit more knowledge, be willing to work for free, and this is the time, if you're a day scholar, go to every company in Chennai or in whichever city if you're living nearby, and ask them that you are willing to work for free, you have the passion to learn, you have the time to learn, and as long as they are gaining something, even if you get a 50 100 rejects, one of them would accept you, and that is the one that you need. If you're in the hostel, start asking all your professors, start trying to get into some valuable project that you can actually learn something from and not just write on your CV. And this is very critical, because once you go in your fourth year, you should have more than sufficient subject knowledge to actually start with something more substantial. And by substantial, so your final year project would be your one big thing. But once you finish with your bachelor's and go on, and hopefully if you go on to do your master's somewhere nice, the level at which you will be working at would make your bachelor thesis seem really easy. And this is especially true in Germany, because Germany is very, very focused on the quality of students that it takes. So if you want to be in the best university, you do need to have some good projects. But also increasingly, you need a little experience in many, many MS universities around the world, because without experience at times you are just lost. You don't know what you want in the long term. And if the experience is not related to what you're gonna be doing in your masters and after your masters, then it's no point of having. I got placed also in TCS, like as you many of you guys will also get placed in IT companies. And then I got a campus placement in a core civil company. It was construction. We were making the Kolkata metro, the overhead metro system, and I was working there as a mechanical engineer. And while that was core mechanical job for me, later I went into simulation sciences, which had nothing to do with those practical maintenance work that I learned there. And so basically that skill set didn't get me much further in life as a simulation engineer. So try to make sure that whatever you are going to study, if you have definitely planned that you want to study masters in a particular subject, that your work experience is related to that. That way later in life also you save a lot of time and you don't feel bad or hurried or pressured because of such things. Last and most importantly for I think most of you guys, because this is a short 8-10 minute video, I recently in the last few years also started trying to help out a lot of students, trying to talk to them, trying to learn from them and teaching them. I write a lot on Quora, and I recently, because I started getting way too many messages, so it was not possible for me to reply to each of you guys individually. So I recently started a YouTube channel called Admission, Job and Life in Germany, in which you can go and check out what advice I have to give. Now, once again, I have very limited time, so I do not make videos for myself, for my use, and I do not publish them every so often. But I'm trying to help as much as I can in as little time as I have. And I have a soft spot for people from my university, obviously. So if you are from SRM or if you are from RWTH, Akan, please do write to me and tell me that you are from these universities, and I will make sure that I make a little extra time and try to help you out. And hopefully next time me and the university can manage it together. I will be there in SRM once again after all these years to meet you guys personally and hopefully give you a lot more of my experiences of how life in Germany is, what working for a supercar company is, what working for a nuclear company is, and how in general you have to struggle or learn the language, or how at what level and what things you need to do to get the best of admission after your bachelor's in a MS university, or even how to survive and work well in a good work environment. And hopefully we shall see each other again. Thank you for your time and have a nice day. Bye bye.